watching Eagle News America. I'm Alan Basoyahe in Los Angeles. What if you can come up with a nonprofit of your dreams? What would you choose? That was the writing prompt theater arts teacher Sherri Davis gave her students. Until one day in 2016, her own nonprofit dream of having a fine arts program for people with special needs came true. Today, Special Hearts in the Arts provides a refuge for individuals with special needs to not only express their creativity, but to also gain self-confidence and be part of a community of friends, even during the pandemic. We will hear from Sherri Davis, parents, students, and volunteers positively impacted by Special Hearts in the Arts.
My name is Sherri Davis, and I am the Executive Director for Special Hearts in the Arts. It's a theater for individuals with special needs. It's a nonprofit. We do art, music, theater, dance, film, photography with our Special Hearts. And we started, we got our nonprofit status in December of 2016. And from there, we have grown. We have 45 performers registered with us before all the pandemic happened. We provide the opportunities for our Special Hearts to perform, grow in confidence and talent, and share their greatness with the world.
My name is Will the Thrill Francisco.
I'm Will the Thrill's mother. One of the toughest things for us, the parents, is when our child has special needs. There's plenty of involvement and plenty of things for them to do while they're in school age. And we can always get involved with Special Olympics. But when they get to that age where they age out, everything stops. If it's not an organization that's going to be able to do that, and they've aged out of it, then where do they go? Now that he's gotten older, he's 21 years old, we got involved with Special Hearts in the Arts probably about a year and a few months ago.
Oh my God. And
it was by an invitation of a neighbor of ours whose children attend also. And so at first I was a little hesitant on there because I understood that it's a fine arts program, and so that kind of threw me off. And I thought, well, this is probably not going to work for Will because he needs more of a structured environment. Immediately, he grasped on to this entire organization. He really clicked with the teachers, the aides, and all the other friends and everybody. And he pretty much walked in, he's all like, Mom, you need to go. You need to go. Because that was his time. That's his time with him and his friends. They do their things, and that's what we always wanted, is for him to have a regular life.
They drop their child off and leave. And it's that trust factor that makes me feel so good, because I know that they know that their children are going to be okay.
I got involved with the organization originally as a volunteer. I literally showed up when Sherri put out a message on Facebook asking for volunteers to come help prepare the new building before we moved in. And so I went out there with my son, who was needing some volunteer hours for school. Now I'm an administrative assistant. I also teach some of the classes. When we were face-to-face, I was teaching classes then, and now we're doing the virtual fun time is what we call our classes that we do online on Zoom.
This is something me and Idly did. We did Princess Peach and a Mario brother. I had given Idly some thoughts on ideas on what we can do.
Vicki is my assistant in my virtual art class, and so that was her suggestion. That's what we taught this week to our art class.
My name is Vicki Hosa, and I love Special Hearts because it helps kids like me with special needs learn and grow.
I love Special Hearts because it's bringing something out in Vicki that she's more outgoing. She was outgoing to begin with, but now she is more, and she wants to be out there and perform in front of people and do the things that she likes to do, which is music and dance and some art.
I love to do sign language. I've always had like a good feeling on sign language.
The change in her is noticeable. I mean, you can see it, you can feel it. It's been amazing to see it personally that way, and then to see it in our students and know, that what we're doing affects them in such a positive way, and it comes right back to us.
For special arts and arts, I love doing art because I love art a lot, and I can draw too, and I like theater because I like to make stuff by my own hands.
It's so wonderful because it's a no judgment zone. You're with your peers. Everybody's beautiful. Everybody's loving. Everybody's kind. It's amazing. We're getting our teeth cleaned, and the hygienist is the one who told us about special arts in the art. So Mally started like 3 weeks after they had started. And when I walked in there, I would have thought they'd been doing it for years. It just ran perfect, like clockwork. It was amazing. And
Mally has actually dabbled in some fashion design. She has created some beautiful costumes. One of the classes that she's taking advantage of right now is our custom costumes class.
I actually drew this for one of my tripettes, and I like to join some tripettes a lot, and I drew this myself.
You can see this. There's Mally in her peacock outfit for Halloween, and she made it herself.
I think me and my mama made it together. I want to be a princess too.
She wants to be a fashion designer, and I think she's going to be a great one. You like fun night, Will? You like our fun nights?
We love fun nights.
Those are like his date nights when I'm not allowed. She wants to hang out with the guys and the girls, and they want to dance all night long.
I was going to say, Vicky is a teacher. Mally is a fashion designer, and Will the Thrill is a motivational speaker. Watching the kids become friends and want to be together and want to share with each other. I've watched some beautiful moments, and that's one thing about Special Hearts. They love unconditionally. They don't see a disability in each other. They see the special abilities that each of them have.
With virtual classes, the sky is the limit. To our website at specialheartsinthearts.com. As long as we have a special heart registered for that class, anyone is welcome to participate and join our classes.
Now, before we go, we wish to greet our friends from Special Hearts in the Arts in Corpus Christi, all watching us live tonight. Joining me and lovely this evening are Eagle News correspondents Eliza Gonzalez-Manglikmot in Washington, D.C., and Anna Cui in Las Vegas, Nevada. All right, team. In just a moment, we're going to send greetings to some very incredible individuals. But before we get to that, I did want to pose a question to you. If given an opportunity to form a nonprofit organization yourself, what would it be? Can we start first with Eliza?
Thank you, Alan. If given a chance to form a nonprofit organization, it would probably be a writers' guild for authors of Filipino descent. Why? Well, to encourage writers to keep creating stories, fiction or nonfiction, and know that it is not impossible to get published, especially if your work is publish-worthy. And, Alan, if there are more of us critiquing each other's work and helping each other be better at our craft, imagine the possibilities, right? On that note, Alan, let me commend Special Hearts in the Arts Executive Director Sherri Davis for what you do. Thank you and congratulations. And also greetings from Washington, D.C. Our warmest hellos to Alex San Miguel, Alex Landine, Alison Lopez, Annalisa Valdez, Andrea Whitmore, Ashley Bolden, Blake Castillo, Carlos Escobar Lizarriaga, Eric Lopez, Erica Perez, Ethan Glover, Felix Cañales, and George De Castro. Good job, everybody. Back to you, Alan.
Thank you, Eliza. And the arts, the writing arts, is actually an area that really does need more exposure with more writers out there, we could have more journalists who could also do the job that we also report on each and every day here at Eagle News. So thank you so much for adding that to our discussion tonight, Eliza. Now let's go over to Anna. Anna, same question, nonprofit organization. What would it be for you?
Thank you, Alan. Well, you know, the senior population is very close to my heart, so I would like to form a nonprofit to service our senior population in the community. There's already a lot of, a lot of organizations that provide services like private caregiving, providing light housekeeping, running errands for the seniors. But, you know, a lot of them, they have to pay privately for those because those are services that are not usually covered by, the insurance companies. So, it could be costly. So for a nonprofit, maybe that would be better for them. And so I would love to do that for the seniors. And yes, just like as Eliza said, congratulations to Sherri Davis for these Special Hearts in the Arts program. And also sending congratulations to James Weiss, Jaden Albright, Jeffrey Gill, Jeremiah Castillo, Jessica Brunmeyer, Jewel Sacedo, Jorge Casas, Keegan Gilak, King Michael Rodriguez, Crystal Salinas, Laura Maddox, and Lindsay Montgomery. You guys do an awesome job. You're all doing there in Corpus Christi. Congratulations. Back to you, Alan.
And thank you, Anna, for that offering when it comes to a nonprofit organization. I truly hope that our viewers out there are taking notes because all it takes is a number of concerned individuals in order to make a nonprofit like the one you mentioned something attainable. So thank you so much for that, Anna. And now let's move on to Lovely Anderson. Same question to you, nonprofit organization. What do you have for us, Lovely?
Thank you, Alan. One thing that is very close to my heart is family members that come to the U.S. from a foreign country, immigrants that come to the U.S. I think it's important, and I would love to start like a nonprofit organization to help those people that come to the U.S. with helping them transition to the American life, do things for them like help them understand the way of life here, help them find jobs, help them find security, and things of that sort. I think it's important, and sometimes we forget about those, our family members that do come to the U.S., and they're kind of lost because they don't know what it's like to live here in the U.S., and I always think it's important that we find them some way of transitioning to the new American life. So that would be something that I would be interested in. But also, from Fort Worth, I want to extend my hugs to the following with a Sacred Heart. Miss Lisa Martinez, Lori Longoria, Lindsay Poe, Malachi Riley, Michael Cassidy, Michael Gill, Morgan Beeler, and Morgan Butler. Sending you my hugs and also my heart. Thank you guys for everything that you guys are doing for these, for the kids, and also for all the volunteers that are helping you guys with your organization. Back to you, Alan.
Lovely. What I really like about the nonprofit that you imagined up right now is that, especially in this country, America, we're such a diverse nation. And so when you talk about the American culture, there's not one culture that you can peg down. And so when people coming from different countries come here, they're already being exposed to so many different cultures. And what I like about what you mentioned is, as if we help them understand all the different cultures that are here in this country, then they won't only just be able to be successful, but they'll also get to know more deeply their fellow residents here in the country. Would you agree with that, Lovely?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, my mom, she's from the Philippines, and I know she struggled a little bit with the transition to the U.S., and that's why it's so close to heart for me, because I think like a nonprofit organization like that could definitely benefit a lot of people to help them with the transition here in the U.S.
And then I do know that that learning goes both ways, because whenever we have anyone from another country come here, not only do we help them learn the American culture, as diverse as it is, but we also love to learn from them as well. Thank you so much, Lovely, for your offering tonight. And now let's talk about my nonprofit organization. So the nonprofit organization that I would try to establish would be to create a luxury resort for retired news anchors so that they can enjoy the rest of their days by somewhere sunny near a beach. I jest. I really wouldn't do that. That's just a joke. My real nonprofit idea is actually very closely related to Special Hearts in the Arts. For some of the viewers out there, you will know me as a gamer. I love video games, and because of the pandemic, I was really quite crushed not to be able to go to my annual video game convention here in Los Angeles. I don't have an original idea for a nonprofit, but there was one nonprofit organization one year that we went to this video game convention that I will take their idea and present it now. Their nonprofit was to set up video game carts for children in hospitals. What they understood was that children who are going through very tough procedures, who are suffering from debilitating diseases, are more often than not in a lot of pain, are able to distance themselves from that pain whenever they're able to immerse themselves into a fantasy environment, video games. And so there have even been situations where children were being tested, were being given injections where normally they'd be in so much pain, they would actually forget the test that was being conducted on them. They would actually forget that they were being injected by a needle because they were having just so much fun. Their attention was just fixed on this world of video games. And to build upon that, I would expand that nonprofit to also create an avenue for which children would be able to learn how to become a professional in the video game industry. When it comes to video game design, scoring music, writing scripts for video games, that's what I would like to be able to see done for young children, especially children who right now are suffering due to illness. So that, in truth, is my nonprofit organization. And right now, I have the distinction to also send regards to some very wonderful people as well. We'd like to greet Rico Franco, Robin Ponce, Roy Boast, Ryan McFarland, Sabrina Smith, Solomon Mallard, Vicky Hinojosa, Will the Thrill Ruzikas. Will the Thrill, I really like that. Will the Thrill Ruzikas. And also want to say hello to, of course, Zach Davidson and to Zoe Rodriguez. Also to your parents, family, neighbors, and the volunteers of Special Hearts in the Arts. Our hats go off to all of you. At this point, we also want to continue to thank our frontliners, our first responders, and essential workers with a round of applause. We certainly appreciate you. Well, that is today's Eagle News America. Thank you for joining us. I'm Alan Basoyahe. We live in interesting times.